Turning now to your community focus, from the bridge breakdown to pallet shelters behind the Foxy Lady, there is always a lot of ground to cover with Providence Mayor Brett Smiley. He joins me now for our monthly interview. Mayor, thanks for being here.
Happy to be here.
So let's start with the bridge.
Yeah.
The DOT says this new traffic pattern that they enacted late Friday that moves the lane shifts further east on the westbound side to try and alleviate some traffic. They say it appears to be easing congestion in the cities and the neighborhoods around the bridge, and they're going to decide whether to keep this in place. Is it working in your opinion?
It doesn't hugely affect Providence, so I don't have a strong opinion on that. I think the potential benefit is all of the people who are trying to get on ramps in East Providence to have that merge lane be available to them to free up some of the traffic in East Providence. By the time, if you're coming into Providence, particularly in the morning rush hour, by the time you've made it to the bridge, you're kind of home free at that point. And so it hasn't had a huge impact on Providence itself. I leave it to the mayor of East Providence, who it continues to bear the brunt of this crisis, to decide if it's an advantage for his residents, for whom I have a great deal of empathy. I've met plenty of people in East Providence who say they can't even back out of their own driveway. Yeah. That's terrible. That's really sort of not my decision to make on this modification.
Let's talk about, you were at the press conference Monday where the head of the Federal Highway Administration says if this bridge needs to be replaced, it could take 1 to 2 years. Yeah. In your opinion, is the current situation, the traffic, the setup, is that sustainable for the next 1 or 2 years?
I think if we knew that this was going to be, and it's an if, we don't know this yet, if we knew this was going to be a replacement and it's going to be 2 years, then I know, at least from my perspective, from Providence perspective, we're going to take a hard look at some more permanent changes. We went into this with temporary changes thinking it was 3 months. I mean, for example, there's a part of the detour route, there's a left turn that trucks have to make that's an intersection that's not big enough for trucks. And so we had to move the line that you stop at the red light back. Right now that's got a cone and a temporary signage. We might look at some more permanent infrastructure changes to say, okay, we have to prepare for this. We also need to think about, Providence Police are doing a lot of traffic details. They've really helped, but in most cases, we're ordering those men and women to stay after and do that traffic detail. And these are, hardworking men and women in the Providence Police Department who aren't making it home for dinner, who aren't making it home for a kid's birthday party. If this is a 2-year thing, I'm going to need a different staffing plan. And so there's some longer term things that we would do if this were going to be semi-permanent, 2 or 3 years. And that's the planning that we're starting internally. I imagine the mayor of East Providence is doing the same, and I would think DOT is thinking about these things as well. All
right, I want to shift gears a little bit. There are some new so-called pallet shelters that have been built sort of in the area of the Foxy Lady. Has the city received any complaints about them, and when are they going to be up and running for people to seek shelter in? Yeah,
so we certainly got a lot of questions. There aren't really abutting residential neighbors, right? So there's some businesses there. We've tried to answer all of their questions. Maybe there's a little bit of anxiety, but I wouldn't classify them as complaints.
Okay.
And we're planning on an occupancy around March. They're doing the site prep right now. They've laid a sewer line, water line. There's some infrastructure that has to happen to facilitate this, but we're planning on a March opening. We're trying to answer all the residents' concerns, and as I've said before, I think this is worth trying. It's certainly better than an encampment. I don't aspire for any of my residents, and I don't think we as a community should aspire that this be where people live. But it's better than living on the streets, and it might keep people alive until we can get them into better, more permanent housing.
We've got less than a minute left, but on the topic of housing, you just announced this newly created City Office of Housing and Human Services. Why did you feel the city needed its own department to sort of oversee this issue?
Yeah, so we've really brought 2 departments together. So there's some efficiency here. This is not growing the bureaucracy. This is in fact actually reducing a position and allowing us to better coordinate. Over time, we have more and more gotten involved in providing social services. All the conversation around the unhoused, certainly the opioid crisis, food insecurity, many of these programs which grew through the pandemic, which are vital to providing services to our residents, they had kind of grown out of where they were, and they weren't being as well coordinated as they should have been. And so we've brought these departments together. There's a ton of overlap in the work that they do. We think we'll deliver more services better for less money under this new structure.
All right. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Providence Mayor Brett Smiley, thanks for being here before.
Thank you.